Good morning, thank you, and welcome to the H. Lee Dennison Building, our seat of county offices. I want to acknowledge some of my colleagues who are here and thank them for their work, some of whom will be speaking in just a few moments. First and foremost, the chair of our Public Safety Committee and somebody who is really dedicated in making sure that law enforcement has the resources necessary to address all public safety issues in this county, and that's Legislator Monica Martinez, who will be speaking next. Of course, our Suffolk County Police Commissioner, Jerry Hart, who will also be speaking. Our Chief of Department in the Suffolk County Police Department, Stuart Cameron. The Acting Director of the Department of Probation, Andrea Neubauer. And Sergeant Bonnie Raber and some of the school resource officers from our Community Relations Bureau who are here as well. And I want to thank all of the members of law enforcement here in Suffolk County for the work that they are doing for us each and every day. And of course, we are very proud to welcome our good friend and partner, the President and CEO of the LGBT network, that is David Kilmnick. David, thank you for being here and being such an important force in our community for justice and for what is right. We are here today because this is an exciting day for us in Suffolk County as we announce an important partnership ahead of the Long Island Pride weekend. But before we begin, and this is a very important time to come together as we prepare for that weekend to talk about a very important announcement. More than 30,000 residents and visitors will be making their way to Long Beach this weekend to celebrate the kickoff of Long Island Pride weekend. And we are very proud to reaffirm our commitment in this region to a more inclusive, safer place for everyone. To that end, I am proud today to announce that the Suffolk County Probation Department will be partnering with the LGBT network and their fantastic training staff to offer to all 244 sworn officers of the Probation Department specialized training that is focused around sensitivity and inclusion for all LGBTQ people. The trainings will focus on three specific areas: professional development training, which will provide probation officers and other sworn staff an overview of what it means to be LGBTQ, the unique experiences and victimization that have occurred, and the best practices for protecting and supporting these individuals to reduce and prevent targeted violence and victimization. The second is policy and procedure, where LGBT network staff will work directly with the acting director, Neubauer, and other Suffolk County Probation Department staff to develop policies and procedures that ensure best practices are being used to protect the rights of all of our citizens. And technical assistance training is our third piece. This will involve reviewing forms and other documents to offer LGBTQ inclusive and affirming revisions to improve data collection regarding LGBTQ demographics. In today's day and age, data collection is key to improving best practices, and we need to make sure we are continuously using data and analytics to ensure proper and fair treatment across the board, again, for all of our citizens. I'm also proud to announce a new partnership between the Suffolk County Police Department and the LGBT network to connect more than 100 gay-straight alliance organizations in Suffolk schools with network staff and Suffolk County Police Department school resource officers to provide support and assistance in resolving issues reported through the LGBT network's bullying hotline. These gay-straight alliance organizations were developed through the great work of the Long Island Gay and Lesbian Youth Organization and are based in local high schools to create safer and more supportive environments for LGBTQ students. These are school-based advocacy and empowerment programs that give LGBTQ and other youth a voice to address harassment and to provide support for other students. And I'm here to say today that we hear your voices and we are here to help. Now, these organizations will know that when they report an instance of bullying or hate using the LGBT Network's bullying hotline, network staff and Suffolk County Police Department school resource officers are there to provide support and assistance in resolving issues. And it also helps bridge the gap to ensure that students know and trust their school resource officers. Additionally, it is critical that residents know that these important resources exist. For those who don't know, the LGBT Network runs a bullying hotline, which provides Suffolk County youth a phone number that they can call or text to report either being bullied or witnessing bullying happening in their schools or communities. That number is 631-647-0767. 631-647-0767. And again, you can call or text that number. You can also reach out via email at rapidresponse@lgbtnetwork.org. rapidresponse@lgbtnetwork.org. Again, this is an exciting day for us in Suffolk County, and I really want to thank David Kilnick and his team for their incredible leadership and their incredible work to ensure that all people in this county understand that there's fairness and there's justice across the board, and particularly their work in schools to prevent bullying of kids. They've really been pioneers and leaders on that effort. So, David, thank you. And I want to ask my colleagues to come forward to say a few words, starting with the chair of the Public Safety Committee, Legislator Monica Martinez.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. And not only as chair of public safety, but as an educator who was in the school systems for a long time, 14 years. It's very important to build these partnerships and to make sure that our children have a safe place to go to and someone that they can speak with. And for me, I can speak to you from personal experiences. Our SRO officers in our schools have been nothing but a friend to the school district and to our children. And I love the fact that we are now partnering and making sure that our officers know that our children who are having issues in school, whether it is bullying, whatever it may be, that they can go to their officers and really confide in them and get the resources and the help that they may need. As an administrator, one of our things is to make sure that none of our students are bullied, that they are in a safe environment, that we are producing civic-minded individuals. And not only that, but they need to be in a safe place which is conducive to learning. A child will not be able to learn if they are being bullied, if they're being stressed, and this is why this is so important. And for me, as chair of public safety, it's also very important to have our probation officers and our police officers get the training that is necessary in order to move things forward. Because the one thing you need to remember, in order to make our community safer, we need to be able to not only communicate with one another, but we need to be able to talk to one another, and we need to be able to share and confide in one another. And building those relationships is very essential and very important to making sure that our communities are safe. And for me, I am a person who loves to be inclusive. As a person who grew up in the Brentwood School District, the diversity has made me a stronger person, and I think we need to teach others to be the same. So thank you for everyone for being here. David, you're an amazing person. Sean, I know you're here as well. And to our county executive, thank you for always making sure that Suffolk County is on our way forward and upward movement. So thank you for having me here today, and I'm looking forward to this really taking off. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Legislator. And I think it's exactly right. Her experience, her personal experiences, her education background, and her work with law enforcement in this county, there's probably not a better person from the county side to speak on this issue than Monica Martinez. Very proud now to introduce somebody who's spent her career working to keep our communities safe, and that is our new Suffolk County Police Commissioner, Jerry Hart. Commissioner?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. The Suffolk County Police Department consists of more than 2,500 sworn officers whose sole responsibility is to keep the men, women, and children of this county safe. It's our responsibility to make all the residents feel safe in their communities, and the Suffolk County Police Department will not tolerate actions or behaviors that attack or belittle religious affiliation, race, gender, cultural origin, or sexual orientation. The department has made tremendous strides over the years in embracing diversity and has implemented various initiatives within the department to best protect our LGBT residents. We currently require all recruits who are going through the police academy to undergo a day of sensitivity training, which has a strong focus on LGBT issues. This program is taught by an active Suffolk County police officer who has been on the job for more than 20 years, and he himself is a member of the gay community. This day's training provides our soon-to-be officers with a personal, in-depth perspective on LGBT matters, along with a variety of scenarios that they may encounter when they hit the streets. The Suffolk County Hate Crimes Unit within the department also has a strong relationship with the LGBT network and will immediately conduct a preliminary investigation if we become aware of a situation pertaining to discrimination. The department is further committed to working with the LGBT network and our partners to ensure that our students feel safe in school. Criminal complaints are currently handled through the Hate Crimes Unit and now through the use of the LGBT network's phone bullying hotline. Our student resource officers, SROs, do an outstanding job within the schools and truly become a member of that school community. The department's SROs will begin a comprehensive outreach strategy to the more than 100 gay student alliances, GSAs, throughout our schools in Suffolk County. SROs will begin to reach out to the GSA's faculty advisors, as well as the school's Dignity for All Students coordinators, and will provide them with their contact information, as well as a contact for an SRO based at police headquarters in order to promote further dialogue and enhance accessibility. Based on these preliminary conversations with faculty advisors, coordinators, and school officials, the Suffolk County Police Department is committed to hosting community forums in schools for students, parents, and community members to focus on diversity and LGBT rights. These will be designed for students and parents and open to the community. The community forums will begin in the fall of 2018 and be in collaboration with the district. The Suffolk County Police Department takes diversity and inclusion seriously. We will continue to implement these best practices in order to serve all our residents. And we are proud to be standing here with the county executive, the LGBT network, and our partners here as we kick off Pride Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce, as I've said, somebody who has been an extraordinary leader in our community, our region, our state, and in fact our country on all of these issues that are involved around making sure that all people in our community, no matter their background, are treated with respect and dignity and are afforded all of the rights that every other citizen in our country enjoy. And that person is David Kilmick, and just once again proud to partner with him on another really important initiative for our region. David, thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is David Kilnick. I'm President and CEO of the LGBT Network, also founder of the organization, and I can't think of a better way to kick off Long Island Pride Week than to be here today announcing this historic and really unprecedented initiative that I haven't seen take place anywhere across the country. And the reason why this is happening is because of the bold leadership and vision of our county executive, who has always made sure to listen to the voices and listen to the needs of the LGBT community here in Suffolk County. So I want to thank our county executive, Steve Ballone. Thank you. Thank you. And also everyone else up here who's joining us today, too, are part of the team in making sure that Suffolk County residents and families, all of Suffolk County's residents and families, are safe. And couldn't be more than happier to work with our new commissioner, Jerry Hart, who even before she officially took office had reached out to hear the needs of the LGBT community. So thank you, Commissioner. Our probation director, acting probation director here, who's today who is here with us today as well, and we've had some great conversations already, and of course all the great men and women of the Suffolk County Police Department and Suffolk County Legislator Monica Martinez, who has been a force in fighting for justice for all Suffolk County families too. So thank you to everyone who's up here today. So as I said earlier, this is a really unprecedented initiative. 25 years ago, I started this organization just a little bit east of here. It was my master's project when I was a student at Stony Brook University. And actually that project was to create a curriculum to go out into Long Island schools to talk about what it was like to grow up LGBT. Now, this was back in 1993. And no matter where we conducted this workshop, and it kind of was a secretive mission getting into the schools. It was sort of on the down low back in 1993, but was successful with the project in getting into about 6 schools in Suffolk County. And no matter where we conducted the workshop, whether it was in the town of Babylon or whether it was all the way out east in East Hampton, the reaction from the students was exactly the same back in 1993. Some students at the end of the workshop would shuffle their papers, hit them on the floor, and then come up to me to ask a question when everyone else had left the room. So they wanted to feel safe to be able to come up and ask the gay speaker a question. And that question was the same whether it was in Babylon, Southampton, East Hampton, Wyandanch, or anywhere in between. And that question simply was, is there any place I could go to meet other people like myself? And there wasn't. And that's when we started Long Island Gay and Lesbian Youth Legally, which is part of the LGBT network. And now our work is in over 110 school districts across the island. But why this is so important today in the partnerships that we're announcing between the LGBT network and the Suffolk County Police Department and Suffolk County Probation is because bullying is still just as rampant as it was in 1993, and the needs and safety for our kids and their families is just as great as it was 25 years ago. Let me just give you a couple of statistics. And remember, behind all of these statistics are people. But you know, the climate in our country has changed greatly since 2016. While incidences of bullying were alarmingly high in 2015, they were on the decline from previous years. But you know, what a difference a year and I guess in a presidential election can make. A 2017 report by the FBI released in November, just this last November, showed that U.S. hate crimes rose for a second straight year. The LGBT community, along with our immigrant brothers and sisters, people of color, women, Latino, Jewish community, and Muslims, have felt the brunt of this. And school climate studies in the last year and reports showed some frightening statistics that our LGBT youth face today. Over 85% of LGBT students report verbal harassment at school. 85% of LGBT students report verbal harassment at school. 27% report physical harassment, leading to over 58% feeling unsafe in school and leading to at least a third of these young people missing school because they feel unsafe. Bullied students are 2 times more likely to not pursue higher education, and 43% of LGBT youth did not expect to finish high school because they plan to drop out due to harassment. Think about that. 43% of LGBT youth did not expect to finish high school because they plan to drop out due to harassment. Well, that's going to change here in Suffolk County now, because when a kid is in school and they're being bullied or they're witnessing someone else being bullied, they will be able to get help in real time. They don't have to sit there period 1, period 6, wondering what's going to happen to them the rest of the school day. They're going to be able to call the LGBT network bullying hotline or text the hotline, and we are going to have a direct connection to the school resource officers here from the Suffolk County Police Department so that we can report these incidences happening in real time and an intervention can be made while the student is still in school. We're going to work with the school administrators as well to ensure the safety for all students. And this should give some reprieve as well. Well, it doesn't end bullying, and we're working on that, different programs that we have to address bullying. It should give some reprieve to families, moms and dads, and all parents out there who are concerned for many reasons for their kids being in school and school safety, and bullying is one of them. So this is real excitement about the partnership that we're going to be able to address this in real time. And the training with the probation department is extremely important, because one of the issues that most people don't talk about are that LGBT people are overrepresented in the criminal justice system. Let me just throw out a few statistics, and then I'll stop. A 2017 national incarceration rate study found that the incarceration rate of LGBT people is 3 times that of the general population. 3 times of the general population. Now, once incarcerated, LGBT inmates are more likely than non-LGBT inmates to experience mistreatment, harsh punishment, and sexual victimization. For transgender inmates, the rates are even higher. And according to a 2017 report from the Center for American Progress, the percentage of incarcerated LGBT youth is double that of LGBT youth in the general population. Now, let me talk a little bit about the reasons why. LGBT people face discrimination and stigma that leads to increased rates of criminalization and incarceration. Many LGBT youth, as we just talked about, feel like they can't go to school. They're forced out of school, and sometimes they're home. And the discrimination, bullying, violence, and rejection that LGBT people experience from an early age in their homes and schools lead many LGBT youth to be kicked out of their homes and forced to drop out of school. Now, when they're kicked out of their homes or forced to drop out of school, this makes LGBT youth significantly vulnerable to the school-to-prison pipeline. And that's what makes this partnership with the police department and the probation department really key to stopping this trend. Now, without family support or educational attainment, they are unable to find adequate housing or employment to support themselves and are more likely to engage in criminal activity to survive, to feed, clothe, and house themselves. And so by conducting the training with the Suffolk County Probation Department across the entire department, and it's not just a one-time, it's not a one-shot deal. This is a long-term partnership. This is something that is going to happen throughout the years. We're going to be able to make sure that no matter who our LGBT youth are working with throughout all Suffolk County law enforcement agencies, they're receiving not only culturally competent care, but culturally proficient. It's one thing to be competent. It's another thing to be proficient. And that's what the leadership in our county government is ensuring with this partnership today. Thank you.
David, thank you very much. And I tell you, I love David. Most people's master thesis doesn't last 25 years. That's pretty incredible. And it's 25 years and counting. But the amount of good that you have done and this organization has done for countless individuals in our community is incredible. And, our message is simple here today as we kick off Pride Month and move into Pride Weekend on Long Island is that, we're not going to tolerate bullying of any kind based on who you are as a person. That's deplorable. It's reprehensible. It's not who we are as a country. And we're going to partner with the LGBT network to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to support these kids. No child, no kid should be in school and feel unsafe or intimidated. They should be focused and be able to focus on getting their education and growing up to be the person they should be and to reach their full potential. And we're here today, Suffolk County Police Department, Probation Department, all of Suffolk County to say we stand with the LGBT network to make sure that every child is able to do that and to be successful and to reach their potential. And I want to thank, again, all the members of the Police Department, Chief Cameron, the Probation Department, Andrea Neubauer, all of our school resource officers for the great work that they do, and of course Commissioner Jerry Hart and my colleague and partner, Legislator Monica Martinez. So thank you very much. Any questions anybody has? Yeah.
Can you just talk a little bit about the role of the probation department? Why is that kind of training needed specifically? David mentioned about the criminal justice pipeline from schools, but is that connected to the training for the probation department? What's the problems as they come out of the system?
Well, I think, it's an important point David brought up about people really don't understand the amount of people in the community, in the LGBT community, who are ending up in the system, the higher rates of their involvement in the system. And, we need to understand that and make sure we have the most up-to-date training, knowledge, information about how to appropriately address the particular issues and concerns related to the LGBT community. That will make us, it's the right thing to do, it'll make us more effective in our jobs, probation, and to make sure we're doing everything we can to get people on the right track. Yes? Thank you very much, David.